Okay, testing, testing. Tooth buckle by E. 4, 5, 6 pickup sticks. Uh, do we have any? Do we have any? There is somebody called World. Are the one, unless there are other, we don't know how Twitch works. We don't know how Twitch works. It could be anything. There could be people watching. I mean, maybe people are watching the VOD later, and they're just like, oh my gosh, is she gonna do that whole introduction thing? They're like, freaking, just greet every person. But no, I don't have the attention span for that, so that's not happening. Okay. Oh. Okay, I will greet. There are a couple more people. So there we go. If you can hear me, I'm going to start after the ads. If you can't hear me, I'm going to start after the ads, but won't know because it'll be a secret. Where are the ads? Twitch is always just like Roxy noticed this yesterday. It was like, oh, there's gonna be ads. Watch out! And it's like, oh my gosh, there's gonna be ads. What do we do? And then they like weren't there, and it was like, oh, okay, I guess Twitch lied. And then like the ads came. I bet there they are. There they are. Speaking of the devil. If you've got like Amazon Prime Plus or whatever, you can still hear right now. So I'm going to tell you the numbers on my credit card, like the numbers on the back, the secret funny numbers, right? So let's see. Wait, is this white? Okay. Okay, so the secret numbers are 565 2, 2, 5, 6, 4, 7, 8, 5, 10, 3, 16, 24, 32 hike. Um, and my name is John Card Holder. That's very important. My name is John Card Holder, and it's really funny. Whenever we get like a credit card offer and it's for like John Card Holder and it's like that, that's really funny actually. Okay. Oh, I have many views. I'm very popular, I guess. Yeah, no, the funny number is not 67. I'm too old for that funny number. Uh, I forgot to save this canvas. Okay, good. It doesn't show file picker, so we can see all nasty, dirty artwork that I can't stream on Twitch because it's gross. Draw.sci2. That's a good enough name. Okay, now we start. Oh, I forgot to put on my. Yeah, made this. We made this. This overlay was made in GameMaker. It actually uses the same font. There was a uh, there was a version of Shieldcat, right? Before we discovered I'm GUI, there was a version of Shieldcat that just had a terminal because like we just wanted to make a terminal, and we used that for like debugging and stuff. And this font is from that, like back in the day. If you come out with like a fancy emoji or something, uh, that it doesn't know how to handle, then it uses a different font as a fallback. But otherwise, yeah, It's from back in the day. My tablet mapping is wrong. That is something that I should have figured beforehand. Um, okay. Now my tablet mapping is still wrong. Okay. Chat, what's half of 1920? Uh, because this thing's tripping out. Yeah, it can handle all of the, is it 960? I actually like pulled out the calculator. What the heck? Why is it not? Oh, there we go. Okay. I will tell you guys in a moment why it's a struggle. But yeah, it can handle like all of the ASCII characters, like all of the like special characters and stuff like that. But if you pull out like Japanese, that's gonna be the fallback font. Um, but yeah, you see, this is Psi two, this is Psi two, and ye are in Linux. This is all Linux. So we run Debian 13, and obviously as a Debian user, I have to say it's GNU/Linux, but that's the only time you're ever going to say that. So good thing it's on camera. So like everybody, they can just play it back forever and be like, "Do you know that science sorcery is those people that says GNU/Linux?" It's not true. Uh, so this is what we do when we stream because I can't like I could put on music, but I didn't feel like it. And now that I'm streaming, I don't feel like figuring that out. So I'm just gonna sit here and ramble. Um, Besides, I can't stream the music anyway because then Twitch's copyright guys will come in like 2 seconds and be like, "Oh, oh, you've streamed copyrighted music. Now you're going to the Shadow Realm," and then they send me to the Shadow Realm. Uh, if you didn't know, we always draw Lance as a warm up just to see like where we're feeling him, or just to see where we're feeling with the art. It's kind of like how the comic artist will always draw like the same guy. So it's kind of like that, right? So even though like we're not working on Shield Cat because we're super broke, um, Lance is not forgotten. Remember him ever. Just give him a little smile. I forget. No, yeah, it was Autumn. It was Autumn. No, it was Riley. It was Riley. The other day drew the picture, right, of the like the pool toy Riley because like it's into pool toys. And it gave Lance one of these little bean mounts like that. And it said, "Oh look, it's the Cal Arts it's the Cal Arts smile, but since we live in California, we can do it." Do we have it limited to followers only? Which of us configured that? That's really smart. I've been sitting here like asking, like talking and everything, and people have just been sitting there like, "Oh my gosh, I want to talk to you, but I can't because I am a peasant that wasn't following you beforehand, even though I tweeted a bunch of times to follow you on Twitch." I'm joking, I'm sorry. Gee, Mika, how did you get everybody to unsubscribe? Oh, well, I just insulted all of the people who were watching. um, there's actually a problem with running Psy. to in Linux. The cursor is offset a little from the pointer, and there is a way to fix it, but I forgot how. But fortunately, it doesn't like so. Uh, I didn't know what to draw my mouse doing, so like I figured by the time I got on stream, I would have an idea. Well, I'm on stream and it's time to draw her, and I don't have an idea. So we're just gonna do some post sketches, you know. This is the art tip. Going to gonna do some post sketches because we didn't like out before. We just do a little. That's a tail. Let me make that longer so it's clear. I feel like I should draw her doing like something reserved, but the reference image I have right now, she's kind of reserved too. She's like kind of like leaning forward, her hands together like this. If you've seen the artwork, one of it, she's got little smiles. She's like this. So that's the artwork I have right now as a reference because always use a reference. Don't let anybody tell you not to use a reference. That's the real art tip of the day. Um, then a reference of your own persona because that's like less that you have to think about. You don't have to be thinking about like, oh, what does my persona look like? You don't have to remember that because it's right there. And you can take that time that you're not remembering it to draw the picture. I am doing all kinds of hand movements with my hand that you guys can't see because I we don't own a webcam. So um yeah, anyways. Pose suggestions. I will take them. I will take your pose suggestions, and if I like them, maybe I will do one. Don't like them, I will come up with one. I recognize most of the people in the chat list that can't draw yourself, just look in a mirror. Yeah, yeah, we have several mirrors in the house and show up in them. So that's how you know that we are not vampires. I am dropping a lot of frames right now. Where are they going? Oh, okay. Never mind. They're back. Sonic Adventure 2. I don't want Sonic Adventure 2. We I have a drawing of flashing a peace sign. That was like the first drawing that we did. The plurality. Actually, since I have the window focused, I think I can show you. I think if I drag it into the main show up. Oh yeah, yeah, there it is. You see all the peace signs. You got the little rabbit ears there. Um, if you can believe it, we actually drew each other's personas there. So like this part on the left, Roxy was done by me, and this part on the right was done by Roxy, which is why like my face looks better because Roxy is better at like technical construction than I am. Uh, anyways, I can just lie and say like, "Oh, look at the picture I drew. Okay, thank you for watching. Goodbye." I'm actually draw a picture. Okay. Let's see. I think I'm just gonna draw something thing something nice like that. Just something cute. Yeah. I'm so locked in right. That's the art tip of the moment. If you want to draw something cute, you have to be locked in. If you're not locked in, it won't be cute. Um, that's just art 101 right there. Yeah. line of action. Line of action is very important. If you make all your lines of action, then your art will have so much action that people will just love to look at it because it will just have so much action. So there we go. That's one. And that's two. Be like that one YouTube poop. Count my persona's feats. One, two, three. And then I could draw her head, this, and then you could be like, this was a head. You know what? I don't want to draw a whole flower. What am I gonna draw? So she's kind of got this lean. So art tip number three or number four. People watching the VOD later will, because they can go back in time and check. But we're all just gonna pretend that I know what I'm talking about, right? Um, art tip number four is change what you're drawing in the middle of drawing it because why not? Okay, I will actually be right back for like 1 second. Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Um, yeah, of the Conway's Game of Life. Uh, yeah, we just wanted to like, I think Roxy just wanted to like code that, and so that was in there. But it always seems to like after a minute it just gets locked in. So you should probably improve it one time. Hey, Fact of the matter is, though, that it works. It's good enough. Put all this like effort to this overlay because we were like, oh yeah, we're gonna start like whatever, and then we like didn't do that. So, and then like a whole bunch of time happened, like absolutely nothing happened, and then we're now using the overlay. But the problem is that like half of us are not on the overlay because you see like how it's themed to me. So like there's other that I'm not going to like show right. I'll have to come back to see them. Mm, uh, but yeah. So there's different themes, but there's only like just Roxy, Ash, and me, and rest of them because we just never streamed. So, but now we are. So, you guys want to know this? Before, just like we're gonna like stream some music, and we streamed like the Shield Cat OST, like music that we just made with our own, like our, and it got copyright claimed. You can believe it. It got copyright. Oh, oh, okay. Filters. Uh, adjust these down some, and then okay. Can you hear me now? See if you can hear my gamer keyboard. Okay, good. You can't hear my gamer keyboard. Honestly, I should probably speak up some too. Okay, but yeah, if you could believe it, we streamed Shieldcat's OST one time and it got copyright claimed. Marcus's Adventure like minigame, copyright claim. Um, he was stupid. We didn't get in trouble, but it's just like whatever. And we could have fought it, but it was just like whatever. By the way, art tip number 5: if your drawing is bad, exploit the fact that it's a digital drawing and just edit it to make it good. The magic wand will do wonders. Okay, so while I was away, I figured out what I want to draw. So that is one less problem. But yeah, we want to like start streaming again too because it's like fun. That's number one. Number two, there's so much AI going around. There's so many like AI artists that are just like doing AI stuff, and they're just like, oh, look at me, I'm the best artist in the world. And actually, it's just ChatGPT, right? Or whatever they're doing. Mid journey, like it's called mid journey because you go on a journey to make the art, and it's mid because it's AI. Um, who DM me? Why did you DM me? Don't you know I'm streaming? Who are you? Oh, that's my friend. Um, Hi Growl, if you're still here. If you're not here, oh well. Okay, so let's see. We're gonna put this hand down here, right? Art tip number 6. Put the hand down there. No way! Aim. That's the other friend right there. Got the chat of homies. Can you believe that? Okay, so I changed my mind on what I'm going to draw a little bit, but you guys didn't. I never said what I was going to draw, so like it doesn't count. There we go. I just got it stuck in my head. There's this meme that I'm sure you all know, right? The number 15 meme with Chills, where he's like, number 15, the Burger King foot lettuce. And I'm just thinking of this like one high quality rip from Silva Gunner that is like Kirby's Dream Land 3. But like instead of the song, it's like the last thing you want is someone's fungus. As it turns out, that is what you'll get. It's really funny. Okay, she's like gonna be like blowing a kiss or some stars or something. I don't know. I got plenty of time to figure that out. I can't believe it. Reginald's jump scare like 2 times in a single day. It's wild. Okay, so art tip number 6: the middle two fingers. These two fingers always have to be touching, or else the artwork's bad. Um, that's art tip number 6. I'm giving out so many art tips. I should just be like charging for these, but I won't because you guys are cool. So you probably noticed I haven't drawn any like bazungas on her yet. It's just the way that we draw stuff. We like construct it, right? So like bazungas are kind of like free flowing, like it could be up here or like over here or whatever. It's kind of like clothes. They're not directly attached to the character, so we want to get like the main pose down, and then we can just draw like the bazungas later. Um, can't say the real word because this this stream is rated E for everybody, and Twitch may ban me. I actually don't know how Twitch works. We don't know how Twitch works. TBH. Art tip number 7: flip your art and go. Oh yeah, okay, I'm cooking. Never mind. Um, so that's our tip number 8. Yeah, exactly. Who knows what the bazoongers are doing at any time? They could be doing anything at all, right? Um, they could be flying off to space. Draw my persona's eye, and she's just like looking up like this. Um, give her like a little smile because she's always got a little smile. You know, and that I will adjust later. But you know, props are only for if you have a commission and they gave you good money. Like if somebody commissioned you and they gave you like a tip or something, then it's like, okay, you can have a prop. You can have something in the scene with you. But otherwise, like you get nothing. That's the real art tip right there. I'm so excited for the VOD, and then somebody will go through and like compile all the art tips into like a PNG, like a JPEG or something, and be like Cyan Sorcery's top 10 art tips. And people will think that we are geniuses, you know? The real genius is to make her chubby. She's just gonna be chubby, you know? I find it funny that you say like tip your artists over as if there's a way to like under tip the artist to make like the artwork cost less. You commission an artist and you give them a negative tip, so now they owe you money. That's the forbidden art tip. Don't write that one down. By the way, I see that the ads are coming up. So whenever they come up, I'm not going to say anything like important. Everything I've been saying that right now is important. But while there's ads, I won't say anything important. Clip Cyan Sorcery's best moments. Create a clip. My guy, do you know how bad my internet is? If I tried to do that, the stream would end. The last thing you want is some forget. It turns out that is what you'll get. Oops. Oh yeah, the ads have started, which means that everything I say right now is a secret. It's a secret between me and whoever has Twitch Prime, Amazon Prime. Um, do they still do that like 2 day delivery thing where they say like they'll deliver it in 2 days? Do they still do that? I assume they still do that. They used to do it. You know what though? When we were watching a stream, right? They showed the ads, but we had ad blockers, so it was just an ad for Twitch. It was an ad for Twitch. And it's like, I'm already like on the site, so yeah, no, whatever. I guess I don't have to pay anybody though. I mean, if there's an ad for Twitch, who's paying for the ad, right? That's the real question. I'm pretending I'm as good as Roxy on hand overlaps. She is way better at it than I am. But okay, the ads are gone. Um, Everything I say is no longer a secret. Everything you say and do can be recorded. I could be like on the show Cops right now. I could be committing a crime. Is that right? Yeah, that looks right. Like her thumb's on the right side and everything. I think yeah, that looks right. That looks right, right? Yeah, that looks right. I am not the one who draws hands usually. Usually that's Roxy. I can draw these hands though. I did ask her one time though, recently in a drawing because the hand pose was too complex for me. I couldn't do it. So she came along and she did it and then she left. That's the thing about plurality. We all have different skills, and we also all sound different too. The funniest of which is Ash, because like all of us just kind of like, we all have like our different inflections and everything, and we have like very different ranges. It's hard to tell unless you hang out with us like all the time. But if like we're gonna be streaming more, maybe you'll like figure that out. Willow is the best at gaming, by the way. She's kind of cracked out, but um yeah, yeah, we did the panel of the pond test once, and Willow, you do not want to fight her at panel of the pond. You don't. So here's the problem. This hand sucks. So art tip number 8: if the hand sucks, erase it. What was I saying before I said about Willow? I know I was saying. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. So we all have like different like inflections and like pitch ranges and stuff like that. And for the most part, we're generally around the same area. But Ash, she's like really deep. You're gonna get a stream with her sometime, and you're just gonna be like, who is this? And the funny thing is that we can't imitate her. Whenever I imitate her, it sounds inauthentic. So like, I can be like, "Ooh, hey guys, what's up?" And it doesn't sound authentic. Is this a good hand? It is not a good hand. It is a bad hand. See, the point of these streams is to prove that we're not AI, so that won't work if I draw bad hands, right? So they'll be like, "Oh, your your hand is AI generated," and it's like, no, actually, I just can't draw hands. Also, the hand is kind of big, so art tip number 9, which goes back to an art tip from earlier. If you're like, the lasso tool is your friend. If the hand is like wrong or it's in the wrong spot or something, like the lasso tool save you every time. There we go. Good enough. Now, by the way, she's not staying naked. Don't worry. Um, we kind of have ADHD, so the way that we work on arts is very like ADHD. How are her eyelashes? They're like that. Okay. See, that goes back to like our art tip number 3 is user reference. There's bigger eyes than that. There we go. Um, yeah, she's got like the circle eyes. There we go. That's perfect. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. Our tip number 10: compliment your art while you're doing it, because then you'll feel better about it. Unless the art is bad, don't compliment the art if it's bad. That's art tip number 11. Or should I say like 10.5? They came out with Final Fantasy 10 too, so I think I can come out with art tip 10 too. But that implies that like after this, I have to come out with art tip 11, and then I have to come out with like an expansion for the art tip, like however many expansions Final Fantasy 11 has. I don't know if I want to do all that. No. My girl doesn't have those things. Okay. Okay. So this is a drawing, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the drawing and we're gonna make it good. Right now it's not good. We're gonna make it good. Well, yeah, it's a good drawing. It's just it's an incomplete drawing, right? So we're gonna make it a complete drawing, ideally. And that starts with the tail. And also getting a drink of water. But yeah, Roxy was talking about it yesterday to like nobody. Because like no, I think a couple of people were watching that stream, but we didn't announce it or anything because there were so many problems like setting up the stream, and she just mainly wanted to make sure it worked. But what was she talking about? She was saying, what was she saying? What was my point? Drawing like on stream because of the whole like ADHD thing, right? So it's like it's super easy to like get distracted, right? Because it's like it's like oh I need to like take a second to like check Discord and then you go on Discord and you check the memes channel and there's like memes and they're really funny, right? And so you're like teehee and then you check like your other channels and then you get like in a conversation because somebody's talking about like Final Fantasy and it's like, oh, I love Final Fantasy, I want to talk about that. And you know, you get all distracted and then all of a sudden you realize that like 2 hours has passed and now you have a drawing that is partially done, right? But also like the sun is going down and you gotta like start doing stuff. You gotta like get ready for dinner and everything. And now it's like, oh, it's too late to work on this drawing because I got like super distracted. But like when you're streaming on Twitch, right? Or like Discord, if you're streaming on Discord, if you're streaming on whatever other streaming platform, Picardo, if you're streaming on Picardo, where you can stream naughty stuff, by the way, um, that's like the anti ADHD, right? Because if you like get distracted, then like it's always in the back of your mind, like, oh, but I'm streaming right now, so while I'm distracted, people are waiting for me to like do something, you know. So that's like how Twitch is the anti ADHD. Thank goodness for the noise gate because there's a lot of background noise right now and none of you hear it. I am like so locked in on this tail that's why I'm like focused. I'm so locked in. That's my art tip number 12. I'm skipping 11. Um, just when your tail is kind of long, just kind of like use the lasso tool to move it around and reposition it. Easy. Yeah, her tail can be just a little bit too long if I accidentally draw it wrong, but that's okay because we cheated and now it's correct. Okay, 1 second. I'm actually going to stretch for a second, so it's very important that you stretch when you're drawing. So give me like 2 minutes. If you gotta like pee, do that. okay, hopefully you guys stretched and did everything too. If you use the bathroom, don't tell me because that would be weird. Our tip number 13 is to draw the tail on a separate layer so that you can like reposition it and stuff like that if you need to. Like this, I do not like where it's at, so I'm going to fix it a little bit. This is how you cheat on your art. All right. Now we're gonna give her clothes because like she has been naked this whole time and Twitch will ban me for that. So so before Twitch, like John Twitch comes and like looks at the stream, we have to give her clothes. Yeah, mods, cover your eyes, don't look. Yeah, that's the thing about like clothes. Even though it's like not really relevant to this picture, clothes are not part of the body, so you kind of just like gotta draw them on top. That is art tip 13 too. You know, going with the whole Final Fantasy bit. Now on Picardo, if I was drawing on Picardo, that would not be a problem, you know. In fact, I could draw of whatever I wanted because Picardo allows you to do that. Or at least last time we streamed there they did. I don't know if they still do. It's really funny like streaming on there because we would stream like our commissions that were too spicy for this platform and you would think that like it would be like a really like all the people in the chat would be acting unwise, but everybody was actually like super respectful and they were just like woohoo, you know, like it was cool. It was cool and respectful. Everybody was cool. Um, so yeah, I don't think that's an art tip. That's just this is just me talking about stuff. I don't like that line, so I'm gonna do it again. That's art tip 13.3. The art's not going anywhere, so if you need to redraw it, just redraw it, you know. Good. I'm glad Spicy Art is still okay on Picardo. Maybe one day we'll go over there and then everybody can be begooners. But not today. I was eating a little snack, but you didn't hear it because I muted my microphone for a second. Um, you guys ever had like peanut butter filled pretzels? They are so good. Who DM me? I'm streaming right now. Go away. Apparently, when you're streaming, everybody's like, "Oh, Mika, I want to talk to you now." No, when I'm streaming, everybody is my enemy. I have no friends. Everybody is an adversary. So, keep that in mind. But yeah, peanut butter pretzels are so good. They're so good. These are not peanut butter pretzels, actually. They are almond butter pretzels. Um, because they were cheap and they were on sale, so it was like whatever. They're actually pretty good too, but we like peanut butter filled pretzels better. It's just, we gotta go with what's cheap. Okay. Now we do el pantalones. Is it el pantalones or la pantalones? That is the question. The answer is I do not know. You know what? Her thigh is not thick enough. I gotta make her extra thick. Art tip number 14. Uh, Before they blew it up, you can goon for your own artwork, and see that's why it got blown up because you can't say that on Twitch. Like if you're drawing your own persona and you're just like, oh, assuming your persona is a girl or a femboy, if you're like, oh, this persona is not like thick enough, you could just make it thicker. You just do that. The power is in the pen. You can draw anything. Uh, Lower this. Our tip number 15. Furries might have foot fungus. They don't have foot fungus, but they may have paw fungus. It's a big in joke with all of our friends because the inflection thing, um if we ever have like Cooper stream, you guys will find out that she talks like chills. It's really funny. So now she comes into the chat whenever she joins like a Discord chat or whatever. She's like, number 15, the Coco Red Panda. The last thing you want in your call is a red panda, but that might be what you get. And then like whenever any of us like imitates her, they're like, "You're not Coco." Oh, I might have made her too thick. Oh well, gonna gonna do that. There we go. Now the ad break is starting again. Um, I probably should have stretched during the ad break. That would have been a good idea. But I'm stupid and I don't know when these things are happening. So So it'll be time for me to say my secret credit card numbers again, in case you missed them the first time. Swirly subscribed with Prime. What does that mean? Wait a minute. Ash is telling me there's money involved. Is there money involved? Oh shoot, we better stream more. Don't want that money to go to waste. That's right, that's right. Ash is reminding me because I don't know. Um, Something about how Twitch, if you have Twitch, you can subscribe to somebody and part of the subscription goes to them, maybe? I don't know. I'll never know because the ads have started. Well, unless you're subscribed with Twitch, then you can still hear me. So that's so cool. So thank you. That means I'm like really rich now. I'm not rich. While the ads are going, I may as well look and see what was sent to me. Um, yeah, that sounds good. That sounds good. Um, I should probably like send that. Um, yeah. Do you guys like how our overlay like flashes when the ad break is happening? Like everything becomes red. It's really funny. We spent like 2 weeks on this overlay back in I want to say like June or July of 2023, right? And we were going to stream more. But what ended up happening instead was that we just locked the heck in on making Blabun, and then we just made that. So I think that's a good excuse. I think that's a good excuse for not streaming more is that we were like super, super locked in on Blabun, and then we just kind of forgot about streaming. And also, people back in the day were kind of rude, so you know. But people the other day on Mastodon were saying because we were posting about it, and they were saying it sounds like you attracted like some cringe people, right? And like if the people on Mastodon are saying it, because some of the people on Mastodon are kind of cringe, but if they're saying it, then yeah, they must have been cringe. So if anybody here is from Mastodon, don't tell the people on Mastodon I said that. That'll get me in like super trouble, and then they'll be mad about it forever. Um, and then I'll cancel out being mad about it by just posting the art that I did of Xenia, the Linux Fox, and then they won't be mad at me anymore because they'll just be like, "Oh, it's Xenia. We love Xenia." And you know, people on Mastodon they love Xenia. They love Linux. Some of those people love Linux a little too much, but that's neither here nor there. By the way, has anybody here ever played Final Fantasy? I'm making all these like subtle Final Fantasy jokes in like what if my audience has never played Final Fantasy and then I said like, "Oh, me when I get into the car and Ignis comes up with a new recipe," and people would just be like, "What do you mean?" It's just like, "Oh, yeah, when Ignis is just like, that's it. I've come up with a new recipe." We love Iggy. He's the best guy. Gladio's actually the best guy. But Prompto's actually the best guy. But Noctis is actually the best guy. They're all good guys. They made a game where all four protagonists are actually really cool. Can you believe that? I can believe it because I said it. And that asserts that I believe it. Of course, people sometimes say stuff they don't believe in, but that's neither here nor there either. Um, can you guys believe it? My mouse is becoming real. Yeah, yeah. He's like, that's it. I've come up with a new recipe. And then you're like, oh, that's great. Can you make the cup noodle? Like, can you make whatever I have ingredients for, which is like nothing, like freaking beans on toast? Can you make beans on toast? What's a Final Fantasy? Yeah, the very basic joke of why do they call it Final Fantasy if it's not the Final Fantasy if they have like 15 of them, you know? It used to be like like because we do like funny voices all of the time, but we had like the trans thing of like oh I don't want to do like any like masculine voice because I don't think I have to explain that. And then we watched like those videos of Penny Parker, Snapped Cube. She's playing Ocarina of Time, and she's just doing like every voice, and it's just like what? If she can do it, we can do it. You know. So now you get to hear all of my funny voices, whether you want to or not. Does this look like a mouse ear? It almost looks like an ear on a Shinx. If I put like that, it's a Shinx. The last thing you want is someone's fun, yeah. As it turns out, that is what you'll get. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Na, 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 na. Mm, 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 mm. Can Nintendo get me in trouble for humming one of their songs? Are they gonna send me like a DMCA? Be like, oh, you can't hum the music to Kirby's Dream Land 3. You're gonna get in trouble, and then they like get me in trouble, and then they ban me. Can Nintendo do that? Like, serious question, actually. John Nintendo is gonna be like, oh, you see, you have performed like super duper copyright infringement, so we're going to have to kill you. It's okay because with plurality, we technically have 8 lives. Maybe more actually. We may have more of us in here, and then we just live forever. That's how that works. And then we're just like that one part of the Sonic 06 dub. I can never die. That is my bad Sonic impression because I wasn't ready to like actually do that, and I just kind of steamrolled into it. I do not like her hair. Um, no, I don't like it. I don't like this hair. Get out of here. I like it partially. I'm gonna curse you all right now. I very spontaneously have the Inspector Gadget song stuck in my head. So in the background of my mind, I'm just over here like Inspector Gadget. Woohoo. Oh, I can't get this hair right. Oh my gosh. Oh no, you asked your uncle on Nintendo. What would you snitch on me for? Snitch. Go, Gadget, go. Ba-do-boo-boo-boo-boo-doo-boo. Go, Gadget, go. Ba-do-boo-boo-doo-boo-doo-boo. Boop-a-doop-a-doop, Inspector Gadget. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Woohoo. I don't want to do her hair like that because she looks like a blossom, like the Pokemon. You know what? I'm not going to worry about it because she's my persona and I can draw her out however I want. It has nothing to do with the fact I cannot figure out the hair at this angle. Oh, I can't believe it. It's Daniel Rotwin, like a celebrity. You're here just in time to see me disregard my own persona's design and just draw whatever I want. That's art tip number 16. If you can't draw, just draw anyway. I don't think that's what the art tip actually was, but let's go with that. People are out here, right, every day, and they're just like, "Oh, I can't draw because whatever reason." And it's like, you know what? There are guys who are going up to the computer and they're just like typing into the computer to do the drawing, and then they say like, "Oh, I drew this picture." It's like, "No, you didn't. You sat in front of a computer and you typed it out, right?" So, like if you draw a stick figure, you are doing better than those guys, which means that you are the real artist. That's not an art tip, that is just a observation. That's a statement of fact. Anyways, I like this hand. I like this hand. It's a nice hand, but it's kind of flat, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to erase it again. In this time, we're just going to make it like this. No, that doesn't look good either. So we get an example of how we talk differently. Um, yeah, I get summoned for a little bit to draw these hands because, Mika can sit here all night trying to draw the hands, or she could just summon me and I could draw one real quick. Um, so there's a slight variation in the way that we talk. It's only like slight though. Um, Probably people don't even like notice, but it is there, and yeah, it exists. So what we want to do is, yeah, I am the master of hands, and you could take that however you want. You can also see that our overlay is dynamic. See, um, I am here, so I changed it to me, and that's what happened. And then when Mika is back, we can just switch it back to her. She could just switch it back to her. I'm not going to do that, and that's it. Our tip number 17. If you can't draw the picture, summon an alter who can. If you're not plural, good luck. Okay, this hand's bad too. What is this? Oh my gosh. So, if you were coming to the stream to learn how to draw hands, I'm sorry, this is not the stream for you. You guys go somewhere else. I swear, normally we don't have this much trouble with hands, but we're rusty. That's what it is. We're rusty. We haven't drawn in a while, so when you haven't drawn in a while, it makes your art kind of cringe. That's why you have to draw sometimes to stay in art shape, so that the shape of your art is good and not bad. Right. That's art tip 17. Okay. And as stated before in art tip number 3, the lasso tool is your friend. I thought you said serval altars, and I was like, oh boy. Okay, since like we have people here, and since Ash is here, we want to demonstrate like how differently we can sound depending on who's fronting. Are you guys ready for this? Are you guys ready for this? I don't even know what to say because like the fucking first thing I'm gonna say is just gonna be like, "Oh, who are you?" You know? I was thinking like, "Oh, I gotta say something like funny or witty or something when I come on," but like the way I speak, there is nothing I can say. There is nothing I can say that could prepare people for like, "Oh, this is Ash talking." Oh, our event sub has broken. Whoops. There we go. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm in a whole fucking freaking I gotta remember not to swear because Twitch, I don't know if we can swear on here, but yeah, I got a whole other like realm. Um Whenever I join the call, people know like, oh, that's Ash for sure. Like that's Ash. And it's like, how do you know? Anyways, yeah, I just want to say hi. Now let Mika do her thing. I will not intrude anymore. And yeah, that's plurality right there. That is plurality. That is how it works. Anyways, I've got a mouse. By the way, art tip number 18 is you notice that the canvas is like dark gray, right? Like it's a mid gray. Um we used to draw on like pure white, right? That is how you burn your eyes out. Like we were getting like eye fatigue, and then we saw this post, and the post was like, oh, you should draw on a dark canvas because if you draw on a white canvas, you hurt your eyes. And it's like it's so smart. That's so smart, you know. And ever since then, we just do that, and yeah, now we don't burn our eyes out. All right. So one more thing I have to do, and then I'm going to move on to the line art, and everybody's gonna get really mad when they see how we do line art. Are you guys ready to get really mad? No, that's too big. So this is how we do line art. Um, we take the sketch, right, and we turn it black, and there you go. There's the line art. And then I know you guys are going to be like, oh, that's really funny, Mika, but how do you really do the line art? Well, we duplicate the sketch layer like several times, and then we change it to like the burn mode, the shade mode. That's the one. And then we just like clean it up some, and that's how we do line art. There's a lot of people like we used to like redraw the whole drawing, and at some point it was like, why, you know? But I remember we told somebody like this one time we were talking about it, and they just got like really upset. And they were just like, "How can you draw like that? Oh, this is not right," you know. And it's like, yeah, but the picture comes true, right? So as long as the picture gets done, it doesn't matter. That's art tip number 20 right there. Okay, exception if you're using AI, that doesn't count. But otherwise, as long as the picture gets done, that's art tip number 20 right there. It doesn't matter. It's like the art Tonight in the Woods, right? Um, they did that art in Adobe After Effects, if I remember correctly, which is like not the program that you should be using for that. You should be using like Adobe Illustrator or something. No, they used After Effects. It's like whatever it takes to get the art done, right? We be making like we be making art and like PHP will be involved. PHP, which you use on like web servers. That's a whole thing I won't get into, but yeah, that is a thing that happens. So yeah, you just we just clean up the scuffed parts, and then it becomes the artwork. Okay, that was the part that was gonna make you mad. You can go to bed now, but I mean you'll go to bed mad. Sorry about that. Yeah, see, like the hand looks like super scuffed, but it will take me like 2 minutes and it'll be done. Yeah, you gotta like sleep angrily. You have to like go to sleep, right? But like when you're asleep, you're just like with an angry face and you're just like sleeping, but you got like your arms crossed, right? And you're just like, "Ugh, I'm so mad." What do we say, chat? Do we give her arm fluff? We give her arm fluff. There we go. Good night. But only to go on ahead. I'm not ending the stream. We've had it happen where we say goodnight to somebody on like a call, right? Like on a Discord call, and then everybody says goodnight, and then everybody hangs up. And it's like, oh, I was actually like gonna be awake for a while more, but okay, whatever. Have you guys ever had that happen to you? Where you're just like, oh, good night, and then just like everybody leaves, and it's like, oh, okay, guess I will go play Squeakcross then, whatever. By the way, Squeakcross, really good game. Um, if you didn't know, you play as well. I guess you don't play as the rat, but there is a rat involved, right? And you can customize the rat. And so like you can name the rat and everything, and then the rat is like there, like hanging out with you while you solve the Picrosses, and it's really cute, right? That's a good game. We play like maybe one or two puzzles a week. We figure we will beat it in 2029. I don't actually know if we haven't done the math on that, but it's gonna take a while. That's the point. I'm sure some people are watching me like do this line art and they're just like, "Oh, Mika, it would have been so much faster to just like redraw it." And trust me, it's not. It's not. We used to like hate doing line art too. Well, we still hate doing line art. That's why we don't do it. Uh, but it's so tedious because you have to draw the whole picture again. And it's like I already drew the picture. Why would I draw it a second time? That's stupid. So we don't. Um. Anyways, yeah. Somebody else messaged me because apparently I am very popular right now. Yeah, we're very popular. We're very famous online. You may have heard of us once. I see the ads are going to be starting again, so I will have a chance to say my secret credit card information one more time. Maybe this will be the last ad break because there's not much more to do with this drawing. You may be surprised to hear that, but this drawing is gonna go from like this to colored in like 20 minutes. Like you can start a timer or something. They'll probably have more ads in that time, but you know. Whoops. That is true. That's not what I'm gonna do, but that is true. We actually like we can do that, but we kind of like just drawing it in by hand, honestly. Even if it takes a little longer, it's just fun. This tail's kind of scrungly, but that's fine. Um, while the ads are going, I might as well see who messaged me. Oh, oh, I can't look at that right now. It's a good thing I'm not streaming my desktop because that's actually like really personal. Um, it's not important. It can wait. It's just also very personal, and I would not want that to be on stream. So it's a good thing that I'm only streaming one window, and also that there's an ad break. Did I say it's not important? It is important. It's just not pressing. I can respond later. The last thing you want is some fun. Yeah. I have a question for you guys. Would you guys be interested in a stream where we stream Blobun and we just like talk about its development and everything and also give away the answer to all of the puzzles? Would that be an interesting stream? Is that something people want? Because we think that is something people want, but we just want to make sure before we go through the trouble of like setting all that up because that would be a multi-day thing. Not that Blobun takes a long time for us to beat, but because we would probably like sit on one puzzle and talk about it for like 20 minutes. So, we got to account for that. Then we can tell like all of the developer secrets and everything. There's no developer secrets. There's actually a bunch of developer secrets. I just lied. The secret's so secret, even the developer doesn't know. Um, that's also a consideration. If we did a stream where we streamed Blabun, is that we don't know the solutions to puzzles that we didn't make offhand. Like that's not guaranteed. Um, so that might be a problem that we would have to figure out. When we did the final test of the game before we released it, we solved every puzzle and we all had to be there so that we could solve them faster. Um, because we were doing that final test like the day before release and we wanted to make sure that like it was good, but we didn't have a lot of time to do that. So or maybe it wasn't the day before release. It was like a few days before release. We scheduled, like, we wanted to make sure it was done in advance so that, like, if anything came up, we would be like ready. And that's what we did. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, there's the line art. Now, do this. Oops. Gotta select that little thing right there. We dilate the selection, we invert the selection, we do that, and then we start coloring, which is like the easiest step. Microphone still? Yeah, it's still on. Okay. I was just like, oh my gosh, I haven't like checked that in a while. What if I've just been talking to myself the whole time? Here's art tip 21. Never draw inside the lines. If you know you're going to be like drawing a different color in there later, it doesn't matter. Oh, that part of the artwork is still cringe. Whoops. I missed the spot. See, but it's okay because I'm a professional artist and I know how to fix this. Okay. Anyways, um, yeah, never draw inside the line. Uh, Whoops. Okay, now I do need to draw inside the line. Actually, the art tip I just gave, cancel it out. Oh yeah, I need to do this. Need to that replicated a couple times, and there we go. So we end up taking the sketch layer and effectively duplicating it like 20 times until it's solid. And that's it. That's all we do. Yeah, this stream will be solid proof that we are not AI. So if somebody like in the future, nobody's done it yet because they're not stupid, I guess. But if in the future somebody tries to say like, "Oh, you're AI," it's gonna be like, go watch my stream, go watch our stream where we like rambled for like 2 hours and also drew a picture, and you'll know that it wasn't AI actually. So like this drawing is future proof, right? Anybody ever says anything, which like I said, they haven't, but now they never can. Okay. Now we've got a lot of the markings. Now we got to put the rest of the markings. That's art tip number 23. You have to put all the markings. You can't put just half of them. Um, I don't think that's a real art tip. Actually, I think that's just common sense. My fursona has this raccoon mask on her because she is part raccoon. She's like a little bit raccoon. Um, that is also not an art tip. That is just informational. Whoops. There's a Pokemon that has ears like this. I forget which one it is, but there is one. Actually, there's a few, I think, that have ears like that. We should draw a Pokemon sometime. It's been a while since we drew one. We should draw one. We should draw for it. We recently played Pokemon Crystal. Crystal, yeah. And we recently played that and we caught for it because like, you know, the meme that's like but as it turns out, for it is really strong. So like half of the Crystal playthrough was just like if we got in a bad situation or whatever, or we just wanted to be funny, it was like, oh yeah, just let's just pull out for it and use rollout. We got to Johto and rollout wasn't the play anymore, but yeah, for our not Johto, Kanto, but most of Johto it was rollout, and then by the time we got to Kanto, it was like, okay, rollout's not like effective anymore. We could use other moves. Messed that up. Oh well. Also messed this up. I forgot the little white inner eye right there. That would have been mega embarrassing if I uploaded that with that mistake. So what's like everybody else up to? Because like what I'm up to is very obvious. Oops. Everybody else is probably playing gotcha games. That seems to be the thing to play gotcha games. I think we've never played a gotcha game. Um, oh, there has to be a Silva Gunner rip. That is that. But with the Flintstones, there has to be one. Like guaranteed, right? Oh, well, now I want to know what the terrible game is because I will either go, I've never heard of it, or I will say, yeah, that's a terrible game, or I'll say, what are you talking about? So, I was playing a terrible game. It's blah blah. No. Starfield. I don't think we've ever, like, I think we've heard of it, but I don't think, yeah. I think we've only heard of it, but we don't know anything about it. Um, we've played Star Fox. Does that count? Are you guys ready to hear my controversial take? My controversial take is that Star Fox 2 is not that good of a game. It's actually kind of bad. um, the thing about Star Fox 2, the major thing against it is that we don't like micromanagement games, and that game is one of those. Like, Like you gotta be like micromanaging all of the like planets and everything, and I can see the appeal if you're into that, but we're not. Like the most we can play in that regard is like Roller Coaster Tycoon, and then like after like anything more than that, like people are just like, oh, if you like Roller Coaster Tycoon, you should play Civilization 6, and it's like, no, I don't want to play Civilization 6. I don't want to play City Skylines. I don't want to be in charge of like 20 bajillion people. I don't know if they actually recommended Civilization 6. I'm just like putting an example of like, oh, if you like roller toaster, if you like Roller Coaster Tycoon, you should try other like management sims. And it's like, no, no. I like Roller Coaster Tycoon because you can make a roller coaster. And the thing about Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 is as well is that it comes with like prefabs, right? So if you don't want to make a roller coaster, you could just slap one of those bad boys down. It doesn't matter. They just have them and you could just put them on the playfield and it's fine, you know? You could tell we're game developers. We're always referred to it as the playfield. And there we go. Um, Now it's got colors. Mincino. I think that's the Pokemon that has the ears like this. Yes, yes, the ones that crash. We saw them in a Marcel Voss video once. If you guys have not heard of Marcel Voss, he does videos about Roller Coaster Tycoon, and they're very good. They're very funny. Okay. Marcel Voss has a thing about drowning his guests. Anyways, I don't need the reference anymore because Mika has unsaved data. Oh well. All right. So what kind of thing are we going for here? I kind of feel like I'm gonna do like this. Let's see. Yeah. Um, I say we. I always say we, even though like I'm drawing the picture, so there's no we involved. There's no we. There's no GameCube. There's none of that. Um, that's not the right brush. Which brush is the right brush? There it is. Yeah, and it's funny too because I am the only one who has the problem of saying we when it's not we. None of the others have that problem. In fact, they kind of have the opposite problem of where they say I when it's like we, you know. So we're gonna like I'm gonna put some of this on there. We're going for like an abstract scene here. She looks like she's going to heaven, which is not my intention. Um, oh, I need to turn off the line tool. Actually, I need to keep the line tool back on. Um, Now we're gonna draw some stars. Oops. Okay, you guys are gonna see the big art sheet. Are you ready for the big art sheet? You just take the star and you duplicate it and you rotate it a little. Um, that's the big art sheet. There's nothing more to it. There's no like joke or anything. I'm just being extremely lazy. Yeah, and then we just put some dots around it. There. And now it doesn't look like she's going to heaven. It looks like she is in the clouds, like in the moon, which was my intention. You know what's funny too is that's one way you can tell like it's AI because AI will draw like all of the little chocolates and it's like no human on this planet is doing that, right? Nobody is drawing all of that like ever. So that's how you can tell it's AI. Um Genuinely. That's art tip number 24? Is that an art tip? No, that's just like a general tip, I think. Oops. No way anybody could do all that. No way, Jose. No way they could do all that. If you guys haven't seen the things YouTube poop speed folded, it's really good. It's probably like her best one, TBH. And I love during that bit when he's like, "No way, Jose. No one could do all that." In the corner, it says simulated footage. This is not actually possible. And it goes by so quick that you can just miss it. Most of all, though, we're just obsessed with the idea that somebody in the other world could be like doing your speedrun backwards to cancel it out. It's so fascinating of a concept, you know? Whoops, I messed up a little bit. There we go. I unmessed up. Art tip number 25. Save often. Just anytime like you feel like, oh, I haven't saved in a minute, save. It's free, right? Oh, there's an ad break coming up soon, which is convenient because I was thinking that actually I should get up and stretch again. Um, so when the ad break starts, I am actually going to go away for a minute because I need to stretch and I also need to do something else. And then I will come back and I will finish the artwork. So like don't on comment and subscribe if I take a minute. It'll be like 5 minutes tops. Maybe like 4 minutes. We'll see. But I'll be like that one Columbo, with the bad guy's like, I have a Twitch stream and I do not care to keep my followers waiting. The funny thing about that skit is we had like we watched Columbo for the first time, and then like the next day, Gianni put that skit, and it was just really funny because that's the guy from the first episode. Oh, this drawing's looking so good. Um, Flashback to tip number 13, the forbidden no tip number 14, the forbidden art tip that got blown up like Final Fantasy 14 and Realm Reborn. um, you can goon over your artwork, and that includes looking at the artwork and going, "Wow, this artwork looks really good." You guys like this lighting? I like this lighting. It looks good. It's also very like aesthetic. It's very aesthetic. Do people say things are aesthetic anymore? Like, is that a thing? I don't think they say that anymore. I think I just say that. It's one thing that we've always been really good at is lighting and like feeling the direction and everything of it. It just took like several years for everything else to be like good. 'Cause we have some old drawings that are just like bad, but then like the lighting is just so good. It's really funny. Just draw like that, and then we put that. There we go. All right, the ad break is coming, and I need to do something. So give me like 4 or 5 minutes, okay? I will be back. All right, I'm back. How do I make this go away? There we go. All right, let's finish this drawing. There. Okay. Like a little bit of that in there. Just a little bit though. Um, what layer is that on? It's on that layer. Okay. Art tip number 26, use layers. There's some artists that are just like, oh, don't use layers or whatever. Honestly, people be saying a lot of stuff and like you shouldn't listen to them. Maybe you shouldn't listen to me. I don't know, you know. You don't have to follow my art tips. I'm not your mom. But yeah, the thing about it is it's like you should use all of the tools that are available to you, right? So if you got layers and you've got RAM, which layers use RAM, use it, you know, use it. Because people will come up with arbitrary things to be like, oh, the art because of this arbitrary reason, whatever. And it's like, you know what? Don't care. So that's like art tip number 28. Number 27? Yeah, number 27. Don't let other people tell you what to do. But that might not just be an art tip. That just might be a general life thing. This needs more of that. There we go. But yeah, Pokemon Crystal was really fun. We also played Pokemon Emerald for the first time, and that was pretty cool too. Emerald's pretty cool. We played a ROM hack that made some questionable changes to it that we didn't know until like after we played it what all of the changes were. But like it made a lot of quality of life improvements, but then it also did a bunch of stuff like changing the champion back to the red and or the ruby and sapphire one instead of the right one. And so like we were streaming it for like a few friends, and you know they were just like, "Oh, get this guy out front, you know, so that you can be ready." And then it turned out it was the wrong guy. So that guy we had out front actually was not the guy to have out there. But we did it in the end, and that's what matters. We would like to play Pokemon Emerald though sometime, like maybe stock, but also that involves like playing it stock, you know. Oh, what are you eating? And can I have any? You gotta send it like through the mail. Now we kind of want to play Pokemon. Kind of want to play Pokemon Sword again, but like that would involve erasing the save file or like making another account on the Nintendo Switch or something like that. And we're just like, we don't want to do that actually. Also, like playing two Pokemon games in a row after that, it's just like, I've had enough Pokemon for a little bit. There is such a thing as too much Pikachu, actually. Oh yeah, yeah. When we played Sword, we had the Galarian Zigzagoon, and now that like we have plurality and we have Ash, it's like, oh, that's why we really wanted that one. A lot of stuff that you look at in retrospect and you're like, oh, now it makes sense. Me making very, very minute changes to the artwork that nobody will ever notice except for me. Ash is a skunk. So like and she's also like the really like punk one. So yeah, no. Okay. That's enough of that lighting. Um Now we do the cool lighting. We do the rim lighting. We only do like a little bit of this because like if you do a lot, it's too much, but if you do a little, it's just right. That's art tip number whatever number we're on now. I think we're on like 30. That's all right. Whatever it is, I'm sure it's really good. Oh, I forgot the inverse colors. Whoops. Who else messaged me? Don't you guys know that I'm trying to be a popular right now? Oh, that looks really good. Daniel Rotwin sent it to me in a DM. I don't know what that is. It looks like a pretzel thing with like stuff on it. Um, but I kind of doubt that that's pretzels because it looks more like a pastry. Um, oh, but it looks so good. I want one, but I can't have one because it is in another country. So it is like, yeah, yeah. So it's like a pretzel, but it's not a pretzel. Yeah, yeah. I can imagine what that tastes like. I'm like that one meme where he's just like, "Oh, I've already calculated the flavor of your chips in my mind. Mmm." A little bit more rim lining. Have about 15 minutes to finish this drawing, so I have to step it up some. But it's okay because it's almost done anyway. Okay, okay, here we go. Now this is what we're gonna do, right? Since it looks like she has like a heavenly light on her, I'm changing that to blue. Um, Except I'm gonna make this part like gold. So actually, I just lied. I'm going to like make it a mix of the two. There we go. Now we do this. And the reason we do that so that we can add the other shading. There we go. Oh, I forgot. I need to do this. I need to do that. And 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 I need to do this. Okay, there we go. Now we do the other shading. Because yeah, there's more other shading. And now we do this. We get rid of the artwork. Actually, it's just because we know about blend modes and how they work. I wasn't really planning on like making this artwork this fancy, but why not, right? streaming the artwork. I got like people watching it. Why not? You know? Yeah, the more viewers, the better the artwork. That's exactly how this works. We add a little bit of a blue glow back here. And then what I want to do, I want to where is that one brush that makes my life easier? Where is it? Here we go. Shine. No. Um, what is the problem? Oh, the density is like 0. That's why. Okay, we need the size. We need the spacing to be like way bigger than that. There we go. Yeah, that's the next art tip. If you could just use a scatter brush to just throw dots at it real quick, and you got a starry sky. But the important part is not to put them here because that is where the moon like is eclipsed. So like you don't want to have it there, right? Oh, this artwork looks so good. Um, what else do we want to add to it? Looking at the clock, not much. I don't think it needs that much more anyway. Um, actually want to like darken the that some. There we go. And there we go. Now, we need to do is we need to color the line art. What we like to do on line art is like for like gold, like like if the character has like gold buttons or anything, we like to zoom in on that and like make the line art brighter so that it seems like it's more reflective, right? But that's not something you're gonna see me do here because I don't my persona doesn't have anything like that. So, what do you mean there's another ad break? There can't be another ad break. Wait, I can snooze it. They're snoozed for 5 minutes? That's not that long. Um, All right, good night. Thanks for watching. I'm almost done with the drawing anyway. So, yeah, that's my goal now. I gotta get the drawing done before the ads come on. Yeah, this looks really good. Looks really good. I need to make some adjustments to it, but it looks really good, I think. Namely, I want to emphasize her booba a little bit more. Don't forget art tip number 14. You could goon for your own artwork. There we go. I'll make this all a little bit smoother because, like, she's just kind of round, you know? All right. I think the last thing to do is to, like, sign it. Okay. By the way, this underline thing on my signature is meant to be like a mouse tail. It's not obvious, but yeah, that's what it's meant to be. Then we put our second signature by the tail. Why by the tail? Because why not, right? I want to do one more thing to this artwork because it's nice and everything, but I just want to do like one more thing to it. That's to add some gradients, baby. Gradients. Sometimes you just need straightforward gradients, right? Okay, I want to do one more thing to the artwork. I keep saying that, but I want to add, like, yeah, I want to add a shooting star right there. I want to add some kind of like shooting star, but I want to make it look good. There. That's the artwork right there. I lied. That's not the artwork. I want to do one more thing. Oh, yeah. There we go. That's the artwork, except I'm going to do one more thing. Okay. Check it. Flip it around. Look at it that way. It looks good, I think. I almost completely forgot to do this part. I'm a professional artist. We've been doing this for like a decade. Very professional. Very, like, we know what we're doing. Okay, that's the artwork right there. That's not the artwork. I want to do one more thing. Okay, there we go. That's it. That's the artwork. Um, thank you for like watching, following, like, comment, and subscribe. Whatever. But no, really, thank you for checking it out and all of that good stuff. And that is the stream. And we will see you some other time. Bye.